going to talk about shoes. One of the most popular questions I have is, what type of shoe should I get? How do you know if it's a good shoe? Here's a couple tips. Typically New Balance and Saucony, Asics, Brooks are better shoes than, say, a Reebok or Nike. Those Reeboks and Nikes, you're paying a lot for marketing for those NBA players to go out and show off their shoes. Not necessarily paying for the scientists to develop the good shoe. So take that into consideration, that you might be supporting somebody like that and getting a lesser quality shoe, though they do make good shoes. You just have to look harder for them. In general, there's three things that I have people look for in a good shoe. And the first thing is, take your shoe and put it down on the counter and press down on it and see where it bends. This is a Brooks Infinity model, which I can fold in half without a whole lot of effort. That's not good. What you want to have is a shoe. This is a New Balance 816. It's a motion control shoe. It says so on the tongue. It says motion control. But the way you know is you press down and it bends right at the laces, which is the same spot that your foot will bend if you stand up on your tippy toes. Your foot won't bend in the middle like this one does. So you want a shoe, you're not getting any support from this shoe when you're up on your tiptoes when you're running, because it's bending and you just don't have that stability going through the middle. The other thing that you'll look at, the second thing, is take the shoe and try to twist it. And you want to try to rotate it. This one, again, I can't rotate it. It's solid. And that is because it's not cut out in the middle. You take the Brooks, which is cut out in the middle, even though they've put in a different color rubber, which is a little bit stronger. They put in a plastic roll bar to reinforce that area. But still, I take the shoe and I can twist it without much effort. That is important for a person who pronates. Pronating is when you roll in. When you walk or run, your foot rolls into the inside. That's called pronation. There are people who are overpronators. An overpronator needs a stiffer shoe, a motion control shoe, to support that, prevent strain on the muscles on the inside of the foot and the arch and the plantar fascia. This is a shoe that will allow for a little bit more pronation for someone that has a little bit of more of a, not normal, but less pronation. They don't need as much support. This is actually the shoe that I run in, and I'm not an overpronator. So I don't need a strong motion control shoe. The other thing that you look at is squeeze the heel, and you should have a nice solid heel counter where it locks your heel in position, which, if your heel is stable, the rest of your foot will be more stable as well. You should, at the top, of course, you can squeeze it and bring it together, but it's down at the bottom. And actually this Brooks is pretty solid down here as well. But there are some shoes where you can just pinch, just like you can on the top here, down on the bottom, where they have no support. For the average person who's just starting a walking or running program, I would recommend more of a motion control shoe, a more stable, solid shoe. And that just gives you more support. If it bothers you, which it might, if you don't need that much support, you can back off, but typically you want a more stable, solid shoe than one that's really flexible, has a lot of motion, and isn't doing much for your foot. If you have a history of plantar fasciitis or foot problems, you'll definitely need the more solid, stable shoe. One other thing for people who are walking or running, starting a new exercise program, make sure your shoes are rotated continuously. Never put more than 400 or 500 miles on a pair of shoe. Any good runner, serious runner, will tell you that they go through shoes very quickly, and when they get rid of a pair of shoes, they often look brand new. And that's because the insides, the part that's down on the bottom that you can't see, starts to give out, and you lose that cushioning and support from a shoe like that. Once you get up into those mileage ranges, you're more prone to a stress fracture, or tendonitis, or plantar fasciitis, developing arch problems. So it's important to change your shoes out regularly. Look for a good, stable shoe, and if you have any questions about that, feel free to give us a call at the office. Thanks.